Tyler Shough. Every conversation, I think, is going to start with Tyler Shough at this point. He's looking really good out at these practices. I think it was the best practice that he's had to date. We've only seen 3 of them, but I think it was eye-opening a little bit. The buzz you're hearing behind the scenes about what he's doing in these practices, the ones we aren't at. I guess there was a red zone period. Heard from a couple of guys that were out on the field that he just tore it up out there during that practice, really built some confidence. I think in one period he threw 4 passes in the red zone, had 3 touchdowns, I heard. Looked really, really good in this practice that we weren't at. What do we need to see, like, to call it? Like, at what point would you say in camp, it's August 7th, it's August 14th, it's September 2nd, it's July 30th, like, whatever the date, what kind of progress would you need to see to say, like, all right, man, like, they need to just give him all the first team reps. Just, he needs to work with these guys. He needs to get his timing down. Forget the battle. It's done. Yep. Like, this is the guy you're going with. Like, what are the signs of evidence you would need to make that call?
Well, it's funny because when this question was first presented, my first thought was automatically going to be to say consistency. Like, we see it weeks in a row, if we see it multiple preseason games in a row. But then I decided that was kind of a BS answer because I don't even need to see consistency. I just need to see the high upside potential that this guy is worth investing everything into. And I actually don't care if he's inconsistent during his rookie year as long as he's worth going through the roller coaster ride with. So I think the answer is if they see that this might be the guy, then they should just go ahead and invest everything, including time and patience and all of that. I'm going to flip the question. I think there's only 2 reasons not to give it to him. One is that Rattler is just so good that it's undeniable. I mean, you got 90 guys in that locker room. You want to show fairness. You don't want to be like, there's nothing you can do to win that job. If it was kind of like that way with Jameis versus Taysom. I mean, you couldn't watch that battle and say Jameis didn't deserve the first chance to be the starting quarterback. So if Rattler is so much better, you got to be fair to Rattler. Or 2 is if you want to be careful with Tyler Shough's development and you want to start Rattler because, you know, we see that all the time with rookie quarterbacks. Like I said, we saw Drake May wait behind Jacoby Brissett. We see that a lot of times just because it's the smart way to develop a quarterback. But I think those are the only 2 reasons not to, like, use this year to make him all that much better in 2026 so he can be the one hitting the ground running next year.
I really like that answer. It's a real good answer. Yeah, I mean, if you see the upside with Tyler Shough, you just go with it. You run with it. And that is a really good answer because consistency, you're right. You have to be willing to ride the wave with the young quarterback. And if you're trying to determine this on consistency or we're going to bench him because he had a bad game, either one of these guys, if you choose to go with Rattler, it can't be, hey, there's some inconsistency here, let's go to Shough. If you decide to go with Shough, it can't be the inverse of that. I don't know what I would need to see to go all in with him. I just think we'll know it when we know it. And it's just going to be one of those things where it's like, just stop. Like, just stop doing this. And I think it's just going to be some practices stacked together. You see him look good, and you can't erase the investment from the conversation, though, because, like, they're telling you this is a guy they want to do it. And if there's something that supports the decision to draft him, I think once you see that as the coaching staff, you just have to trust your instincts at that point. And you saw it in him. You saw it in him enough to bring him into the building. You're drafting him at 40th. Your effort is there to replace Spencer Rattler. As soon as he gives you reason to trust that instinct, I think you just go for it. So I think you nailed it. Like, as soon as it's there, just chase it and go all in on it, because really nothing is more important than Tyler Shough's development. Yeah. Everything you do should be about that. As soon as he shows you it's worth it. But I don't think I want to see this go on throughout the preseason. I want them to be able to call it beforehand. I don't want it to be premature or anything, but I don't think that you need to run this, like, elongated back and forth process. Like, as soon as you see it and you feel it, I think it's okay to lean into a guy. Now, it's okay for him to lose it at some point during camp too, but I don't need to see the back and forth all the way. And then, like, who's the starter? Oh, we're going to announce it on September 5th. Like, I don't need to see that.
But I think that'd be more frustrating for us. As analysts, certainly fans, as viewers, then, like, I mean, I try to think of comps. I just looked up Andy Dalton started right away. I don't remember his situation as like about the 40th pick. Derek Carr started right away, but that wasn't the plan. They had, I think, Matt Schaub there, and he got hurt in training camp. And I think Matt Flynn also got hurt in that training camp. I could be confusing my years, but there was definitely a veteran they planned to start, but they went with Derek Carr because the veteran got hurt. We've seen like absolute studs. Jalen Hurts did not start until late his rookie season, and he was dabbling. Lamar Jackson didn't start till late his rookie season and dabbling. I don't think there's this is the way you have to do it for him to succeed, and this is the way you don't have to do it for him to succeed. So I don't even know that there's a blueprint that you're supposed to follow here, but just the state of the team, don't set him up for failure. But seriously, give him every chance to develop. And the other thing that I think is different, I've mentioned this a couple times before, than like a Drake May. Patriots didn't want to put Drake May out there last year because I think they had the worst offensive line in the NFL, and he could have gotten hurt. He certainly couldn't have. It was setting him up for failure to put him out there behind a bad offensive line. I don't worry about that with Shough or Rattler. I think either one of them this offensive line should be a huge advantage for a young quarterback. I like their running back room. They have a couple of receivers they should be able to throw to. I don't think there's any excuse built in not to throw them out there. I don't think you're setting them up for failure if you throw them out there. Not with the offensive line that we're pretty optimistic about.
I think there is a lot of value in leading into one guy as soon as possible, though, because you can go back and forth or whatever, but you're cutting down serious opportunity to develop timing with guys. Like last year in camp, Derek Carr threw 267 passes total. If you're rotating, you're down to 130 passes with the first team if you're the starting quarterback. Out of those passes, he threw 59 to Chris Olave. If you're cutting that time in half, you're throwing 30 passes to Chris Olave in camp in a live setting. That's half the work. I mean, in the number overall isn't a lot. Rashid Shaheed missed some time last year in camp. Carr ended up throwing 18 passes total to him in camp. Let's say someone misses a little bit of time, and now you're rotating through. Like your wide receiver 2 could maybe get 7-8 passes from your starting quarterback in camp because you're going back and forth because you're playing out a battle. So I just think if they believe in either, and it doesn't matter who it is, if it's Shough or if it's Rattler, I think you wait a little bit longer to call it if it's Rattler because you did draft somebody with the 40th pick. But if it's Shough, I think if you see it, you call it quick and you just go all in with it because that timing aspect really matters. And you really are cutting down on his ability to succeed in week one. I think if you got him throwing half of his passes to, Mason Tipton or Dante Pettis, someone that isn't going to be one of the top 3 guys. But if you could go out there and you tell me he gets 60 passes to Olave, 60 to Rashid, and then whoever else, I feel a lot better about that than 30, 15, 10, 12. I think I got it right here. He threw 35 passes to Alvin last year in camp, 19 to Foster Moreau. Those just aren't big numbers. Juwan Johnson missed time last year in camp.
He missed most of camp.
Yeah, so if he's out there and then you're rotating days, you might throw 3 passes to him in a competitive period, if somebody's battling an injury. There is if you can just get into it quick, I think you just get into it, you hit it, you go, and just believe in it. You just have to have the confidence. I think they will too.
I was just gonna say the opposite. I'd be shocked if they're not still rotating first team reps into at least the first preseason game, if not the second.
But I don't think it goes all the way.
Maybe they each get to start a preseason game, and then after the second preseason game, it's time to call it, or is that too late?
I don't even think I do that. I don't just run a battle for the optics of it. Like a charade of protecting feelings or whatever. That to me is just no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't go into the season and name one guy the backup quarterback and the other guy's actually the backup quarterback because you're trying to manage feelings and egos and all that stuff. No, just manage the team, get the team in the best position to succeed. I feel like everything we've seen from these guys says that they're just going to do what they want to do to win. They aren't going to sign local players to win fan cheer. They're just doing whatever they need to do to try to win, I think. And I think calling that thing quicker, what's the downside? If Tyler Shough has won this battle,
well, okay, no, that's okay. That's the answer to the question, because you just said manage the team, set the team up for the best success. But there's the whole reason we're having this conversation is there is a whole separate what's best for Tyler Shough. If Tyler Shough is outperforming Spencer Rattler, then this is an easy conversation. Go with the rookie. But what if Spencer Rattler like he did on the first day of practice, looks like the guy who's a year ahead of him? Like, you don't want to call it and be like, Spencer Rattler looks better on July 27th. Like, I predict Rattler will probably look a little more polished for a while.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying if Shough wins, if Shuck's winning this, you don't have to give Rattler start two just because because Rattler nobody deserves shit. Like
But the question is, what if Rattler is still looking like the better guy? Then you do want the competition to stay open.
If Spencer wins it, I'm saying if like Shough wins this, I don't think they do the charade of like we have to both give him one. We have to evaluate. No, like just worry about the timing. Worry about like if you can get Shough in 2 games with Olave, you get him another series. Like there's a lot of value in that, more so than like, well, like, man, Spencer might be upset. Or if Tyler loses, it's the flip side too. Like if Spencer's running away with this and Tyler does not look ready, I don't need to see Tyler Shough get a series with the starters just because like he's owed it through like some weird. Nobody's owed anything. Like I think you owe the whole team. Like if Rattler's winning it, if Shuck's winning it, like just pick one. Like, and if you can do it early, do it early. But again, I think it goes longer with Shough. If he's losing, I think they give him more benefit of the doubt. But like, I think everybody should be like adhered to the same standard. Like if he's burying him, if Rattler is burying him, just let him start the games and go try to do the best thing for your team to win at that point, and let Shough earn his way there. Like if he doesn't earn a start, he doesn't earn a start. If Rattler doesn't earn one, he doesn't earn one. But like if Shough has this thing won, if he's leading, they're rotating, they go into the first preseason game, he kills it in the preseason game, give him the second one.
Yeah. That I agree with that. If Rattler's burying Shough, quote unquote, or looking better than Shough in the first game, then I'm a little more torn. I kind of want, give Shough, like, give him a chance. The preseason might be his only chance to develop, if that's the case. But yeah, if Shough is already like dominating the competition by week 1 of the preseason, then I think you can be like, all right, we need to give Shough every start in the preseason, get him ready for week 1.
The scenarios I'm talking about is like where it's like obvious one guy's pulling off on the other. Like if Shuck's at like 14 interceptions in camp and like, you know what I mean? Like he looks like Garrett Grayson or something out there, which he won't.
Then you can say,
then it's just like, like, no,
let's get Rattler ready.
Just
for
give Rattler.
Week 1,
yes.
That would be a disastrous result, though.
It's not going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I think Shuck's going to win this. Like his momentum is early. I feel like as we watch these practices, I feel like we're seeing Shough perform at a way earlier level than anyone else. Like we have not seen any of these young quarterbacks come in here year 1 in mini camp where it's like, man, oh my God, like he has some moments. Now, I think there's going to be like ups and downs and everything, but I think we're seeing it earlier with him. Like the Rattler thing, like last year, that didn't really, there were like these BS accounts, they make stuff up for engagement or whatever. And those are out there and it's like, no, like that isn't happening. And then it was like a week later, like he starts to put together these like good practices, but that was like early August, even for him. In minicamp, for there to be like momentum already, and then people in the building be like, man, this guy's like, you should have seen what he did today. You should have seen what he did. It's a little bit more encouraging than others. Does that mean he's going to be long-term starting quarterback? Does that mean he's going to? No, but like I think he has the best chance of like actually showing up and doing something. Year 1 as opposed to like anybody else.
What's crazy is it feels like a long time, but we've got 1 more week of OTAs this week, a 3-day minicamp next week. Then they shut it down for 5 weeks, and then the first preseason game is 2 weeks into training camp or whatever. I mean, like. That's not enough time, I don't think, for either one to slam the book shut. I have a feeling we see one of them start the first preseason game, one of them start the second preseason game, and then it's probably decision time. But it would be really interesting if one of them, like by the end of the first preseason game, if we're sitting here having a conversation that one of them just has very clearly dominated the competition up until that point. But that would have to be done in 21 practices, basically.
Even like the last real battle, that was Taysom and Jameis, right? I actually even felt it was like a waste of time to give Taysom that second start. That one, though, felt like it was a closer battle. It felt like he had been here for a ton of years, was the heir apparent for a while. Like, I understood it, but I even felt like that one was a waste of time because it was like Jameis was so convincing in the first one. It was like, this is done. Like, he should be the starting quarterback. So, like, and I remember there was like a lot of like residual resentment from that camp about how that continued to play on. And I actually understand it, but I see it from the other side. But I feel like if this dude is winning, like you just have to go with him. You drafted him 40th. Like everything you do is about his development at this point. It supersedes, literally burn down everything if you feel like you have a quarterback that has a chance, and everything has to be about him. And I would respect it so much more. Like if they were just like, you know, if he's killing it and we're 2 weeks into camp and it's just like, yeah, he's getting all the first team reps. So
to go back to the original question is, you invest everything in Shough if you see enough to know, oh, that we got something special. Doesn't mean he's going to work out, but we've got something special enough that we should devote all our time and resources into honing it. Like, I don't know what that is. I don't know exactly what that is and how an NFL team decides his ceiling is so much higher than Rattler's ceiling that our jobs depend on making this guy work. You know,
they already decided that, though.
Yeah.
They drafted him with the 40th pick with the other guy in the building.
Yeah.
They already decided that. They already decided the ceiling's so much higher. So I think it goes back to what you said at the beginning. Like, once you believe in it, just go. Like, just go all the way, all in on it.